Hello everybody and welcome. Today, a couple days late honestly, we are going to take a look at version 39.3, the release notes, and we're actually also going to take a look at Revenant because there's not a whole lot to go over in these release notes. So, Revenant, update dropped on Tuesday. It is now, I guess it's only Wednesday, this is only a day late. I really should have recorded this on Monday, but whatever. Work got busy, but now I have 5 days off. So, Revenant. Oh man, this skin. I love this. This is beautiful. I love the steampunk aspects of Revenant with the wild, it's fantastic. We'll talk more about Revenant when we get into the game. So the other two new skins, Rogue Sparrow and Rogue Kalari. Rogue Kalari not pictured here, but that's okay. They're pretty awesome. I actually love the one for Sparrow. She's gorgeous. And man, that bow. Woo! That's a scary bow. Facing that down, I don't want to deal with it. Chronoboss Revenant is essentially... Okay, someone in the comments, please point out to me what is actually different about this compared to his normal skin other than the coloring. I'm not going crazy here, I hope. But, you know, this one, the coloring is different, the feathering is different, like there's enough different, even his chest piece is different. His hat is different. I love the little feather. And that it looks kind of like a gentleman's hat. Anyway. But this one, to me, it looks like they just made it green and gold instead of some of the other colors, because it doesn't look much different than his Challenger or his base skin. So, again, hit me up if that's... Someone tell me what's different. I still like it, don't get me wrong. But I honestly just don't know why it wasn't just a variant of the base skin. His emote, hats off. It's interesting because you get to see him bald, but that's not the point. Okay, so the big changes here came in terms of the Prime buff. So, Prime buff, reduced healing, reduced mana regeneration, cut in half, which is fine. It actually, so far to me, has not made much of a difference. Reduce the aura of minion health, or the minion health, from 50 to 25%. So minions still only 25% harder to kill instead of 50% harder. Reduce the duration of the Prime buff by 30 seconds and removed the Death Touch minions. This was the big one. This was the big one that everyone was rooting for to get rid of to balance this out. You know, the health regeneration, mana regeneration, things like that, yes, they're strong. But honestly, again, if the 3% to 1.5% I haven't noticed the difference. Because when you're taking Orb Prime, generally speaking, you're doing it at a fairly safe time, or if you're contesting it, that regeneration isn't active anyway, and becoming active after the fight, after that fight is over, hasn't been that big of a deal. It just hasn't. As bursty as things are, this regen, it basically just lets you, instead of going back to base and pushing like you would used to, you get to just go push. And that's nice. I actually do like that. I think it transitions things a little more smoothly. Removing the Death Touch minions was huge. That basically, Orb Prime, before, those Death Touch minions said, oh, okay, it doesn't matter if you were effectively pressing your lanes before, because these Death Touch minions are instantly going to give you a slow push in all the lanes. Instantly. That's it. That's all there was to it. And so you could effectively ignore both safe lane and off lane. After, as long as they weren't pushing into you, you could ignore them and just push the crap out of the middle lane. Take Orb Prime, go back to pushing the middle lane, and as long as those minions weren't stacked up too heavily on those two sides when you finish killing Orb Prime, those Death Touch minions are going to demolish them, and it goes so quickly from that point. So I think the global Death Touch, removing that, I think it was a good idea, because now you have to be a little more strategic. You can't just ignore those lanes for the most part. You can't just push them back and forth, ping pong them back and forth between tier 2s or whatever. You actually have to pay attention and make sure that they are pushing if you want to all group mid lane still, or if you want to take Prime and take one of those other lanes. Like, you have more choices now because you can't ignore them in the same way. And I like that. I like that a lot. So respawn timers, this changed a little. 90 seconds down to 81 seconds at max level. That's pretty good. I mean, the 9-second difference so far hasn't made much of a difference for me personally, or for the team as we've been playing. But I could definitely see it making a difference in many situations. In those situations where you lose 2 or 3 people all at the same time fighting over Orb Prime, that extra 9 seconds could be the difference between a dead core and a not dead core. So, I'm glad that they're starting to adjust that. I think with games being shorter, especially higher level games, we're seeing 25-minute games, 30-minute or less games more often. And so this still feels really long, because you're hitting level 15 at, I actually don't know when you're hitting level 15, but I should pay more attention to that probably, but somewhere around the 20-minute mark. And so, that last 10 minutes of the game, which is really important, you could be gone for still more than a tenth of it. And that still seems like a lot. It may not be. I definitely think that it needs to be longer than at level 1, etc. And I'm glad they're playing with this to see, where that right balance is. So this was a weird change for me. Minimum duration added to the movement speed penalty when attacking. So you get a movement speed penalty, I think it's 100 units. I should look that up at some point. But anyway, that movement speed penalty when you're attacking now stays for a period of time after you stop attacking. Before it was a pretty quick transition between the two. Between attacking and not attacking, it was, maybe 0.1, 0.2 seconds, and you'd start running faster again. So you could stop attacking in order to chase someone down much more effectively. Now, in this case, they've added that duration. Minimum duration, 0.6 seconds for melee on hit, 0.22 for melee on miss, 0.7 for ranged. So as a ranged hero, for almost a whole second, you are slowed down after attacking. It's going to make it a little harder to chase people, I think. And I don't think this is bad, but I actually would be really curious as to why they did this. And if they've said something in any of the community or the dev streams, let me know, because I really would like to know more info about the decision behind this. I think, I'm glad that melee heroes, that they've given them a little bit less so that chasing for them isn't quite as miserable. But still, hitting your opponents running, you hit them once, you stop attacking to continue to try and chase them, they're going to get a pretty significant distance on you. So you really it makes it so much harder to close those kills, or at least a little bit harder. I shouldn't say so much. Though, to be fair, I have not noticed too much of a difference, but there is a little bit. There is a little bit, and it is noticeable with that. So I don't know why they did that. I don't know if they felt like this would help reduce the brawler aspect. I'm not sure, especially since, honestly, too, the other thing it does, if you attack a minion, this procs. And so, say you're farming, you see the jungler coming, that's, 0.6, 0.7 seconds slower running away. So you're going to have to, like, be placing your wards in a slightly different way in order to have a little extra time to get away, because, this could be the difference between getting away from a Grux charge or a Sevarog charge and not. I mean, Sevarog, you've got the root and everything, so that's not as relevant, but for, Grux, Crunch, heroes like that have that engaged skill, this could be the difference between getting away from it and not getting away from it. So I'm really curious as to why they added that, things like that. Locked heroes will be unlocked if you own their mastery. I like that. So you don't have to wait the full 2 weeks of logging in order to unlock every hero. If you see a hero, you like them, buy their mastery and you're done. Ta-da. Super, super easy. So that was pretty much it. Yeah, quest tab will be skipped if there are no quest progress made. I love this. God, I was so annoyed because you'd be sitting there for 5 seconds, just waiting. Okay, we're already done with all of these. I completed my daily quests, last game. Why are you making me stare at this again? So I like this. And that's it for this round. So I am going to split this up into 2 videos. We're going to be looking at Revenant. I'll be uploading that here later today, ideally. But if nothing else, it'll be up tomorrow. And just taking a look at this sweet, sweet new ADC. First ADC since Grim. And he is pretty awesome. Fair warning, I don't think he's OP. There's been a lot of people complaining. I disagree. We'll get into a lot of that in the next video. But yeah, this very basic patch, and I like it. I like that there's not too much going on this time around, so it can keep up a little easier. Don't have these big changes, Raptors to 4 minutes, Raptors to 10 minutes, things like that. Not that I think that those were bad. The Raptors to 10 minutes, love it. Glad they pushed that. It was horrifying at 4 minutes. So, that's all for today, or for this video. As always, if you like it, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. Share it if you want. And, hit that subscribe button. We're going to be doing a lot more over the coming weeks. Our team is coming together nicely. And so, yeah, just expect to see more out of me, out of the other team members, things like that. Also, stream will be happening. We have 2 members on our team, Seiko and Baxter. We don't have an exact schedule ironed out, but when we're playing as a team and, if they feel like it when they're playing on their own, we'll probably be streaming a lot of that. So, don't forget to check out our stream at twitch.tv/AlienTunaGaming. Link is in the description. Hit us up on Twitter at AlienTunaGaming. And yeah, have a great day. Tuna out.